Welcome to the historic Darlington Raceway here on the Throttle Up Racing Network. Tonight we've got the Southern Excitement Racing League, and it is Throwback Week. And these guys all week long have been in a paint scheme competition that we did on the Southern Excitement Racing League Facebook page. A lot of great schemes. We're going to look at a lot of those as we go through the night. This track is a tough track. We're going to see a lot of cars getting up into that outside wall as we go through this race tonight. Here's some of these throwback schemes. There's Jamie Dunning. That's an old Jeff Gordon scheme. Ronnie Osmer currently quickest on the board. And that one's an old Ted Musgrave paint scheme. Car there in front of him. There's Andrew Himmelman, able to run with us tonight. Currently third quickest. Running an old Christopher Bell scheme. There's point leader Blake Giglio. Who else we got out here right now? Matt Goodell, Patrick Colby out here as well. Justin Lumpkin, an old Joe Nemechek design. It was a Burger King car. He's made it into a 0X Designs car. Of course, Justin Lumpkin, the guy who runs 0X Designs, great painter. Custom made right there, 0X Designs. Here's last week's winner, Lee Grandy, in the number 7. Got his first win of the season last week. We're getting ready to go into qualifying. Let's see who's first out on the track. As we're waiting for some of these drivers to get out on track, let's take a look at our point standings. And here's the current top runners in the point standings. Blake Giglio in the point lead, 48 points over Bill Stringfellow. And he's 41 points ahead of AJ Rogers in third. Those two have really separated themselves as the class of the field. And you've got AJ Rogers, Chris Carter, Travis Scramita, all out in the front of this pack. We're looking right around Travis White, Tyler Humphrey, Matthew Prentice, Joey Doucette, right around that cut line. So we'll have to look as we go through qualifying tonight, see where these guys end up stacking up and starting this race. There's Christopher Carter. He's running Darrell Waltrip paint scheme. Back when Darrell ran his own team, was the number 17 tonight. Chris Carter in the 25. Of course, Andrew Hillman currently the quickest on the board with the 29.04. Well, Nate Maurer says it's a game of survival tonight. No doubt. It's going to be a hard race. You see John McMillan Jr. take that top spot. Andrew Rattell in a UFA tide looking ride. Travis White currently 7th on the board. Got a Cogswell fan out there, number 27. He's had a great season, and he's 6th in points right now. Currently 6th on the board as well. Bill Stringfellow runs his first lap. 4th quickest. Let's see where he gets on his second lap. He's running a Davey Allison Haviland scheme. A little loose off the corner. Bill going to stay there in 4th spot. Chris Carter still getting some laps. Here's the 55. Having an issue with our timing and scoring. And reload that. All right, now we should be going. We've got 13 who have run a lap right now. Matt Goodell out there. He's 8th quickest. Ronnie Osborne gets out there and gets a 3rd quickest time. Goodell currently the only car on track. Actually now Doug Neal out. Sliding around, probably going to restart his lap. Justin Lumpkin out of the pits. He come in 3rd spot, I believe, in our paint scheme competition on Facebook. Great looking scheme, 0X Designs. Now, with the way qualifying works in iRacing, if you go up and you tag that wall like he did right there, that lap's not going to count. This track's so easy to do that. He does it again. It's just such a difficult track. We've got 13 drivers who've chosen to qualify, and it looks like several guys choosing not to qualify or just haven't gotten out there yet. Guys wanting to stay around the back of the pack. Making a second attempt here. Doing his best to stay off that wall. Ryan Smith out there running a lap as well. Lumpkin comes around in 11th. This Ryan Smith car is Thrown back to Steve Grissom, the number 29 WCW car. He ran in the 90s. Pretty cool looking ride, if you ask me. See where Ryan comes out on his first lap. Currently 15th spot. But we're going to have a lot of drivers who are choosing not to qualify. Looks like our 0X Designs Pole Award winner going to be John McMillan Jr. Not seeing anybody else is going to come out and be a challenger. See if we can get a word with John McMillan Jr. Yeah. Hey, John, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy? Hey, John, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy? Sounds like maybe John is doing a pre-race ritual. Couldn't get to him. But John McMillan going to be the 0X Designs Pole Award winner. We've only got about 40 seconds left, and no other cars are attempting to qualify. We're going to be seeing a lot of cool throwback schemes. When we get going, we'll take a look at Kevin Franks, number 98. That's a throwback to Alan Kowicki, an Army ride. So once we get gridded up, we'll have a good look at Kevin Franks because he won our contest of the best throwback scheme. Waiting on John McMillan. Let these guys grid in. We got 160 laps today. So our 0X Designs Pole Award winner going to be John McMillan Jr. In second position, Andrew Himmelman, that number 20 car. Third spot, Ronnie Osmer, who is not logged in yet. There he is, Ronnie Osmer, and the Ted Musgrave throwback. Christopher Carter in fourth spot. Bill Stringfellow going to start fifth. There's Bill. Sixth spot, Matthew Prentice, good looking Dairy Queen car. Seventh position, AJ Rogers. In eighth is Matt Goodell. Ninth position, Jonathan Cogswell. And has a good looking car, UFA. And another UFA car. That's Andrew Rattel. Throwing back to Ricky Rudd with the Tide. Justin Lumpkin to roll off 11th spot. Travis White in 12th. 13th spot, Kyle Adcock. 14th, Tony Smith. 15th, Ryan Smith. Blake Giglio rolling off 16th spot. Last week's winner, Lee Grandy, in 17th. Go through the rest of the field. Let's take a look. We're going green here in just a second. All these guys in the back chose not to qualify. We're going to be coming around to the green flag. We'll see that pace car dive off. It's going to be on John McMillan Jr. when this green flag comes out. There's the green. Like a little bit of a late start. Hillman gets out front quick. He's already out into the lead. Andrew Hillman moving quick here. And a yellow flag. We've got one around already. And it's the number 7. Take a look, see what happened. He's down on the bottom lane. Slides it around. Hits that inside wall. So first caution. Last week's winner, Lee Grandy, looks like he was trying to move to the back. Lee Grandy already around. And we are under the first caution of the race. So let's take a look at Kevin Franks. There he is. He won our throwback scheme. Throwing back to Alan Kowicki. Get a real good look at it. And it's a very good rendition. Let me get it pulled up here for you. This is what he's throwing it back to, this number 7 Army car. And pretty dead on if you ask me. Taking a side view of it. I believe he's decided to donate the money that he won for winning that. So that's a pretty stand-up guy, Kevin Franks. If you watched the Truck Series last night, had a 3rd place finish. Been a good, clean driver all year long. Good to see him have a good finish last night and win this throwback competition. Couple cars already down the pit lane. But out front right now, it's all Andrew Hillman. Had a great restart, or a great start there. The 51 looked like he may have spun his tires. We'll be able to get some green flag runs. Tonight the stage will be on lap 70. These guys should have to pit to be able to make it. Of course, if we have a lot of cautions, they may not have to. We'll see. There's the 51. Look like he's choosing to go down the pit lane. Nope. It's a little fake out. He's throwing back to Jeff Gordon. You saw the beginning of this broadcast, or if you want to go back after the broadcast is over and watch the first few minutes, I put up all the pictures that were submitted for the contest, and they scrolled through, so you'll be able to see a lot of these throwbacks and what they're throwing back to. Of course, if you look at the track map, Darlington, the shape of this track, you've got turns 1 and 2 are a lot wider than turns 3 and 4. So there'll be some issues down in turn 3 and 4. Certainly, 1 and 2 quite a bit easier as there's a lot more room. 3 and 4, you got to really slow it down. Now they're in turn 3. We'll see. Andrew Hillman can get a good restart here. Of course, this restart is going to be on him. They're trying to clear the field, I'm sure. Once that pace car's in, he can go, and there he goes. On the 83, looks like he may have spun his tires. He's dropping back now. An issue for the 83, not sure what's going on. Choosing to blend back up, just got loose, got down the inside, and was just trying to find his way back up into the pack, it looks like. So Stringfellow, that drops him all the way back to 20th position. So we'll have to see if he can make a run back to the front. He was very quick in practice, second quickest behind Osmer, who's currently second right now on the field. Up front, Hamilton getting pressure from Osmer. Osmer down on that bottom line below the dash line. Able to hold it to the bottom of the 20, but as they come out of the corner, Himmelman going to get a run on the high side. Of Osmer all over the back door of Himmelman, beating that bumper off. Just can't quite get it. Once he gets that nose to the inside, he can't get the run off the corner. We're going to see a lot of that tonight. Two battling hard for first and second. Right now, John McMillan there in third. He's able to keep up with these guys pretty good, letting them race it out. Matthew Prentice in a good-looking all-white Dairy Queen car, number 15. Currently sits in the fourth position, fifth spot. Matt Goodell having a good run right now. There goes Osmer with a big dive, and they're door-to-door through 1 and 2. Can Osmer get a run off the corner? Just not going to be able to. Hillman holds him down. No, they're fighting side by side down the backstretch. Osmer still out front. Hillman going to get a good run through 3 and 4. And it's 55 of Osmer. He's run in the real-life ARCA series. There's certainly one that knows how to drive. Now he's going to be able to clear the 20 of Hillman. Hillman right there on the bumper. If the crossover attempt, not going to be able to get it done. A new leader, the 55 of Ronnie Osmer. Still getting pretty strung out right now. Jamie Dunning right now, he's up 10 spots from the start. Currently running 13th position, having a great night. Oh, that time he's up in the outside wall. Dunning riding the wall, able to get off the wall there through the corner. Down the back straights right behind him, Philip Forrester. He's running a pretty cool WCW NWO theme. I don't know if anybody's like me, used to watch wrestling back in the day with WCW and WWF back in the day. The kids seeing these old schemes where the racing was sponsored by these wrestling outfits. Pretty cool. That's a really neat looking car. Blake Giglio, he was worried coming into this race, but has found speed, currently running in 9th. Hasn't had a lot of issues. The 23 of Travis White up into that outside wall. A little bit of a scrape, no damage to the right side of the 23. Stringfellow only been able to make his way back up to 17th after dropping so far back on that last restart. We know he's fast here. Just in front of him, Tony Smith. He's running the same kind of paint scheme as William Byron was running today. About forgot his name. I know William Byron was throwing back to Neil Bonnet. This could be a Neil Bonnet or maybe a Mark Martin throwback. 0X Designs. Of course, so many cars in this field painted by 0X Designs, man. They do great work. There's Bill. You see just how fast Bill is here on the longer run. We're going to see if he's able to get around some of these drivers as they go back. He's trying to fight his way back to the front. The 9 tagged the wall a little bit. Jamie's still running in 13th. Justin Lumpkin just in front of him in 12th. Having a good night. Nate Maurer, he's moved up into the top 10 right now. Going around his teammate, Travis White. Nate having a good race tonight. Travis seems to be slipping a little bit. Patrick Colby now has caught him. He may try to make a move here pretty soon. We're on a pretty good green flag run now, about 20 laps of green. About 18 laps of green. Doug Neal's up 8 positions in 16th spot now. Justin Lumpkins dropped back some. There's last week's winner involved in that earlier incident. Like he did not take a fast repair as there's some damage on the front end. He's currently running in 18th spot. And hard into the outside wall. Able to save it. Philip Forster a little loose behind him. There's our throwback winner currently running 19th. Justin White is in 21st right now. Joey Doucette, he runs 23rd in another tide ride. Both of these cars could be Darrell Waltrip throwbacks. Kyle Adcock just in front of these guys in 22nd. Jason Clark in the number 19. Like a throwback to Steve Park. Ryan Smith, 26th. In front of the field is begin to catch some of these guys, put them a lap down. Ronnie Osmer still out front. Himmelman has not let him go, still within 0.2 of a second. Guys with a lot of speed. They've pulled a little bit of a distance over John McMillan, still running third, but they're almost 5 seconds ahead of Matthew Prentice right now. These guys really feeling the effect of the tire. You see a lot of comers and goers. Some guys really fading through. Bill's made his way back up to 12th. Jamie and Travis White currently racing for 10th spot. Jamie needing some good finishes to get back up in that playoff contender range. Sitting down in the 20s in points, trying to get back up to 16th. Yeah, this 23 is right there, around 15th or 16th. Dunning out, touches that outside wall there. Even with that, gets a good run off the corner. Bill running these two down. He dropped all the way back to 20th and now back up to 12th. There we go. There's Dunning around the 23. Let's see if Bill's able to get around Travis. Looks like Travis having some issue with tire wear. Side by side, this for 11th position. Bill able to get right around Travis. Travis may have burned his tires up a little bit, expecting a caution. Haven't had one since lap 1. Bill now up to 11th, trying to run his teammate down to try and get a stage point. Andrew Rattel having a great night tonight right now in 9th position. 97, Nate Maurer, has really turned it on as he's up 12 positions. Has done a good job saving his tires. Another one who's done a good job is Blake Giglio, currently 6th. Started back in the 16th position. Has done a good job of saving those tires up front. Looks like Ronnie Osmer's burned his tires off as we see Andrew Hillman back out in the lead. Himmelman up 0.7 of a second over McMillan, who's now in second. Osmer has dropped back to third. Let's take a look at the pass for the lead. Oh, the 55 got into the outside wall and did his best to hold it out of the way of the 20, but that allowed the 51 as well to go around. And there you go. That was the pass for the lead. That's how Andrew Himmelman got back out front. McMillan now, though, running him down. You see Osmer tag that outside wall once again. Tire wear starting to become a real issue right now as we're about 30 laps into a green flag run. These guys only have 4 sets of tires. Stringfellow gotten around Jamie Dunning, put himself back in the top 10. Our pole sitter, John McMillan, starting to run down Hillman quite a bit. To go around the lap car, the number 9, Kyle Adcock. Himmelman, I like to joke around with him in the Discord and say that he's the guy that can beat Blake. Of course, those guys both young. Andrew actually just celebrated his 16th birthday, so that'd be cool to cap off his birthday with a win here at Darlington, as he's led a lot of laps already. Of course, the other young driver, Blake, just 15 years of age, currently running in 6th. Now that right there, the pass to get into the top 5 for Blake Giglio, point leader. You see that orange car, that 97. Nate Maurer, he has saved his tires on this long run and is really moving his way up to the front. Now into the 7th position. Bill as well right there, going to try and get a position as down the back stretch. Bill, after that big slide earlier, he is working his way back up into 9th. Now working on Andrew Rattel for 8th spot. There's Jamie Dunning right behind him. Oh, there's Dunning into the outside wall, slides to the bottom, but able to save it. A great save there for Jamie Dunning. Stringfellow now around. Rattel puts him back in the 8th spot. See how much he saved those tires, just how much faster he is than some of these guys. Of course, Hillman and McMillan still pulling away from Stringfellow. And basically everyone else from fourth back. Those three have gotten completely out of sight as we have stretched all the way around the track now. The leaders, Andrew Hillman, has caught the tail end of the field. Tana Himmelman in the comments says that Andrew got a card for his birthday yesterday. Of course, his birthday is Tuesday, and he's going to take his driver's test. Well, I would have to say, just from my experience of watching Andrew Himmelman, if there's one test he's not got to worry about, it's a driver's test, because this kid can drive, no doubt about it. He's out here whipping up on some guys who've had their driver's license for 30 or 40 years. Currently 4/10 now still over John McMillan, who's able to hold on. And looks like Patrick Colby has already come in and taken tires. Nate beginning to run down the 15 of Prentice. Giglio is actually a little faster than the leaders. He was about 9 seconds out. Now 7.7 seconds out. So Giglio beginning to run down the leaders. Of course, it's going to take a while being so far behind, but Maurer has caught Prentice. This is the battle for 5th spot. Maurer up into the tags that outside wall, but gets a great run off the corner. Little loose off. Bill's now around Matt Goodell. He's gonna try to run down Nate. And caution on the track. You see there what it was, the 91 sitting on the inside. Ryan Smith. Everybody's going to come down and get tires for sure. Oh, tag that outside wall and just hard into the inside. And caution. There's one more to look at that. Actually try and get it from this view so we can see just how this outside wall sneaks up on you. Of course, the leaders looks like he had already gotten his tires and was trying to get back a lap and just pushing a little bit hard, gets into that outside wall. It's easy to do. I run some laps in practice the other night, and that was my biggest issue, was not hitting the outside wall. So as we go live, all of our drivers are down the pit lane. Here they all come. They're still rolling in the back of the pit lane. That's the 91 out, but the 20, the 55. We'll have to see where Bill comes out. But Joey Doucette is currently the leader. He's going to stay out and lead a lap. I don't believe he has pitted yet. He'll come out and get that bonus point for leading a lap. Now he'll come down and take his stop. So Andrew Hillman going to be the first off of pit lane. He'll inherit the lead as Joey Doucette goes into the pit lane. We're 48 laps in, looking for lap 70 for the stage. So off the pit lane, Himmelman first, Ronnie Osmer second. Blake Giglio moves into third spot. McMillan drops from second to fourth. Nate Maurer up into 5th. Matthew Prentice 6th. Bill Stringfellow in 7th spot. Matt Goodell 8th. Jonathan Cogswell 9th. Andrew Rattel 10th. Travis White in 11th. Jamie Dunning there in 12th. Doug Neal, Tony Smith, and Kevin Franks rounds out your top 15. We've currently still got 23 cars on the lead lap. Only our second caution so far. Around now, 50 laps in of 160. A couple wave arounds going around. Like Philip Forrester and the 28 of Patrick Colby getting their wave arounds as we're getting ready to go back racing. These cars going double foul. Andrew chooses the top lane. Restart will be on him. Green flag, he goes real early. Hillman with a big lead right off the bat. Osmer holds on to second on the restart. Giglio third. Hillman with a little bit of a slip up there. Caution now. As Osmer was getting ready to go around Hillman. These guys going to be prepared now for an early restart from Andrew Hillman. Let's take a look at the caution. Looks like the 98 gets a little loose. Let's take a look back, see how he got down on the apron. Yeah, just a little loose into the corner. They're straddling that dash line where the elevation changes, goes sideways. And right there, the same as we saw the 7 earlier, that elevation change gets your car an easy into the inside wall. So Kevin Franks, our throwback scheme winner, now involved in a caution. On lap 51, now lap 52. Andrew got a great restart there. Went real early. I don't think anyone was prepared for him to go quite that early. But Osmer had run him down very quickly. So we'll have to see as we go through if Osmer's able to get a better restart or plan a little better for Himmelman. Let's see when he chooses to go this time. Still got another lap. Second, Giglio. He's gained 13 spots. He was worried, earlier. Afraid he wasn't going to be able to be fast here, as this is a very difficult track. He's done a great job tonight, currently third, our points leader. McMillan in fourth. He's up there in points as well. Matthew Prentice, fifth. The only driver up here in the top five that's not currently in the playoffs is Andrew Himmelman. He's had to miss a few races throughout the season. But every race that he has raced, he has been a factor 100%. We're all double file, getting ready to go green down into turn number 3. Andrew Hillman. Let's see if he goes early again. He got a big jump last time. Chooses the outside once again. There he goes. Once again, an early jump. Ronnie Osmer going to be able to hold on. McMillan and Giglio there side by side now. Trying to make a move. Now Osmer run down Himmelman pretty quick. These guys going for a stage win. Only 13 laps to the end of the stage. Osmer way down on the bottom lane. Side by side through 1 and 2. Osmer with the nose out front. These guys packing the field up. You see all these guys stacking up right behind them. The side-by-side racing that lets Bill Stringfellow move into 4th. Now Blake going to make a move on Osmer, not able to do it. Bill Stringfellow now around the 16 of Giglio, as Giglio had to get out of it. Into turn 3. Stringfellow now making a move. Up to the 3rd spot. Osmer still out 2nd. Andrew Hillman in the lead. You see all these guys stacked up right behind Bill. Big long line of cars. McMillan now working back up to Giglio. Andrew Rittell gets around Nate Maurer. Nate choosing to save his tires early in the run like he did last time. Rittell sideways all the way through the corner, able to keep it straight. Prentice now starting to catch these guys, starting to work on them a little bit. Top 3, a lot of action up here. Osmer now looks to the inside of Hillman. Now the outside, trying to get a run off the corner, not going to be able to get it. Stringfellow now within 4/10, a little bit quicker than both of these guys, looks like. One, two, three now with only 10 laps left in the stage. Side by side for the lead. Osmer with the nose out front. Can he hold it, or will the 20 get a run off the corner? Hillman gets the run, but not enough to clear the 55. It took him a while earlier to work his way around Hillman. The top 5 all right there together within a half a second. Osmer not letting Himmelman go. Osmer with a good run through the corner. Himmelman with the blink. What connection issue for Andrew. Makes it a little bit more difficult for Ronnie to try and get a pass when they blink out like that, because you don't know where they went. Now Bill to the inside of the 55, trying to make a move. Osmer up into the outside wall. Able to keep it going. They're all still within 2/10 of each other. Osmer back to the 20 car. Sliding it sideways off the corner. Osmer is driving hard right now. He is absolutely wheeling that thing. Osborne back to the inside once again. Just not able to get enough of a run. Maybe in tagging that outside wall a little bit once again. Stringfellow gets loose through the corner. Giglio with a big run. They're now side by side. Stringfellow able to hold him off. Oh, Osmer, so close to the quarter panel of the 20. They're now side by side down the backstretch, down into turn 3. Osmer going to be able to clear the 20. The 20 tags him, he's sideways. They're able to save it. Stringfellow, because of that, is going to get a run. Can he get into second spot and challenge Osmer for the stage win? Hillman able to hold it up on the outside. Now Giglio up top. As we come around to the line, Osmer, he's going to get the white flag for the stage. We're looking at the end of the stage here. This is lap 70. Ronnie Osmer going to win the stage. Cogswell going to be the last one to get stage points. Osmer now pulling ahead of Himmelman. Just had to get around those guys, around Himmelman, as Osmer's been very quick. Himmelman with another connection issue there. Stringfellow in third, able to hold off Giglio and McMillan. That's the battle for fourth. We take a look at our unofficial stage results. Stage winner Ronnie Osmer second, Andrew Himmelman third, Stringfellow fourth, Giglio fifth, McMillan sixth spot, Maurer seventh, Rattel eighth, Prentice ninth, Goodell, and 10th, Jonathan Cogswell. So those are our stage results. As we pull the checkered flag, and we're still racing here. No caution for our stage breaks. Well, there is no stage break. No caution for the stage end. Giglio gets around Stringfellow for P3. Dives it in hard. Now, I would say Bill is choosing to save tires now. They raced hard for the stage, but now choosing to save his tires a little bit for the longer run. Of course, Osmer, Himmelman, and McMillan earlier ran away from the rest of the field. We're almost halfway through 75 of 160 right now. Nate up 16 spots. Blake Giglio's up 13 spots. Those two are our biggest movers right now. Nate has been tremendous on the longer run. About to see with him riding there in sixth. If some of these guys who are racing real hard for that stage, if he'll be able to get up here and pass some of these guys as McMillan makes his way around Stringfellow. McMillan has been very fast. Short run, long run, pole sitter tonight, John McMillan. Stringfellow now dropped to fifth spot. Nate Maurer, Matthew Prentice is in seventh, along with teammate right behind him, Andrew Rattel. Take a look at some of these throwbacks here on the right side of your screen. What they're throwing back to. 51 of McMillan, that's him right there, throwing back to Jeff Gordon. That's Osmer, our current leader. That's a Ted Musgrave car that he's throwing back to. 56, who didn't get in the session tonight. He's throwing back to Jeff Bodine car. There's the 15, Matthew Prentice. There's that car on track. Of course, right behind him, Andrew Rattel. Going back to Ricky Rudd. Travis in the 89, also not able to be with us tonight. There's the 91 of Ryan Smith. He's out of the session. That was his car from earlier. A couple of these other guys not able to be with us tonight as well, but Ronnie Osmer out front now, feeling the pressure from Andrew Himmelman. McMillan, he's now worked his way into the third spot around Giglio. As we're over halfway in this one. These guys right up against that outside wall. They're diamonding these corners low in. Up in the center of the corner, they're all the way against the outside wall. And then off the corner, they're all the way back down against that white dashed line. And that's the fastest way around. Osmer may have burned those tires up. Himmelman now working on him. As they touched, going down the backstretch. And the 20 has to hit the brakes and not get into Osmer into turn one. You see some right front damage now from the 20 from that little bump. He's back to him again now to the inside. Nope. Takes a look, but chooses not to drive in. Osmer a little harder into the corner. Osmer able to get a little bit of a lead. Himmelman not letting him go, though. Gets a good run down the backstretch. These guys beginning to pull away from fourth, but if you see there entering your screen, that's John McMillan Jr. in the 51. He's running these 2 leaders down. Up to the high line, back down to the bottom. This is your battle for the lead. 3 cars. McMillan Jr., excuse me, has had a great night. Super fast. Osmer now able to pull out to 3/10 over Himmelman. Watch these 3 from the chopper cam. You see just how much that McMillan's diving into the corner a little bit further than the 20, but the 20 able to get the run off. 55 of Osmer a little lower on entry into 1. McMillan now, he's right there with Himmelman, but Himmelman reeling in Osmer a little bit. These 3 gonna all come together at the same time, I believe. They're all just staying so close. There's the 55 of Osmer up into the outside wall. That causes everybody to check up. Now these guys within 0.3 of a second of each other. As these guys are beginning to wear those tires out, don't look now. But Bill Stringfellow has moved his way back into the 4th spot, got around Blake Giglio just behind him, and he is chasing these guys down in the 4th spot. He's been tremendous on the long run. Can he run him down? McMillan now making a move for 2nd position. That costs him as he has to drop back. Himmelman staying right there with Osmer. The top 6 are all still within contention. Within 3 seconds, then it drops back to Prentice, who's almost 7 seconds behind. Cars getting really stretched out. Not too many laps are going to be catching the back of the field again. Stringfellow now within a second as these three all running together nose to tail around this track. Hillman looking to the inside. Osmer now on the outside wall. That may open it up. As they come off the corner, Himmelman going to be able to get back to the lead. New leader now. Andrew Himmelman gets around Ronnie Osmer. McMillan not going to be able to capitalize. Osmer not letting him go. These three all over top of each other. This is about to be a 5-car race for the lead. There they are, all 5. That time Stringfellow tagged the outside wall, loses about 0.3. Osmer in the outside wall. McMillan has to make an evasive maneuver, able to get around. That allows Himmelman to pull away. Now, there goes Osmer around. We stay going, still green flag as with the amount of distance that these guys had over everyone. Let's take a look. 51 had to make that evasive maneuver when he went into the corner, went a little too hard into the outside wall. Tags the outside. The 55 of Osmer he hit the outside wall and had to save it. But we stay green flag as Osmer now back in 6th, 4 seconds back. Andrew Himmelman now with almost a 2-second lead over McMillan. And the battle now is for 2nd. Let's take a ride with Bill Stringfellow. These guys have gotten worn tires all the way up against the outside line. You see up in the distance, these guys are about to catch the tail end of the field, so lap traffic may be a factor. These guys are, both McMillan and Stringfellow are running down Himmelman quite a bit. Do something I like to call turn up the volume. Down the pit lane. Looks like we're now into green flag pit stops. There goes Bill Stringfellow and Blake Giglio down the pit lane. Jamie Dunning in as well. All those three are teammates, all choosing to pit on the same lap. So we'll have to see if when our leaders pit, as we saw the third place car and the fourth place car already come in the pit lane. So how long will Himmelman and McMillan wait? There goes the 51 of John McMillan. He dives down, trying to gain a little time on Himmelman, but Himmelman also in the pits right there in front of him. Oh, Andrew misses the pit lane. Andrew diving in hard. Locks him up. Can't get it turned into the pit lane. Oh! No caution. There was no caution for any of this, as we're still green, and he hits the... There's the caution flag. We'll have to see what that's for. It wasn't for Andrew. He got in the pit lane. AJ Rogers going to be out front. A lot of these guys going to be a lap down. Looks like Chris Carter may have been for Chris Carter. Let's see. This is after the yellow flag, so I'm not sure. He tagged that outside wall. Yeah, that's what the yellow flag is for. It's for the 25. Tag that outside wall. These guys are out there on really old tires. See what he sees from the inside. You see those hands working back and forth. Hits that outside wall. He got loose in. Just around he went. A lot of these guys going to have to take a wave around. They were trapped a lap down. We'll have to see how all this shakes out. Current leader is Joey Doucette. He came in and Nate Maurer had gotten back on the lead lap as well. Now there's Doucette now pitting. It's another lap led. AJ Rogers is going to be the new leader. AJ Rogers, Matt Goodell, Andrew Rattel, and Nate Maurer all out there. They're passing the lap cars, looks like. Justin Lump can get caught up. Kyle Adcock now going to be in 6th spot. This is really shaking up the field. Kevin Frank's going to be up in 7th. We've only got 50 laps to go. We'll have to see. We've got 16th right now scored on the lead lap. Andrew Hillman 14th. Doug Neal, Travis Whitehall right there on the cusp. We'll have to see where they line up at. Travis may be a lap down at this point. Stringfellow as well is in this group along with Blake. John McMillan Jr. They're all going to take a wave around probably this time around when they get to the line, because we've only had 4 cautions so far, but a lot of these cars, this is really shaking up the field. That caution that puts some guys we haven't seen out front with tires that are a few laps newer than some of these guys that are trying to make their way back through. Ronnie Osmer as well, one of these guys who's going to be getting a wave around here. There they all go around the pace car. Right there, McMillan, Giglio, Stringfellow, Cogswell, Osmer, Hillman, Doug Neal, all getting the wave arounds. Some of these guys trapped a lap down. This time we'll be coming around to 1 to go. Looks like they may have put the caution out to give one more lap to let those cars come back around and catch the tail end of the field. But currently 15 cars on the lead lap. Nate Maurer is the last car on the lead lap right now. AJ Rogers is going to be the control car. 5 of the top 6 right now are all in Fords. Chevys have been dominating minus the one Toyota. The number 20, Andrew Himmelman. that may be the end of the pit stops. These guys have at least one more set of tires. We'll have to see if they have an opportunity to take it. There's a green flag for A.J. Rogers with a big jump. Now the battle back here for second, Matt Goodell, Andrew Rattell. Rattell's been fast, been running about 6th or 7th, but these guys have been, over the course of the run, 6-7 seconds off of the top 5, who aren't anywhere to be found right now because of that pit sequence and the caution. McMillan, of those 5, is currently in 8th, the furthest one up. There goes a couple sliding around. Look at Ronnie Osmer with a big move around those guys. Osmer wasting no time, driving his way back to the front. Now back up to 8th spot. Giglio now looking to the inside. A big block. Oh, there went one around. Not sure who that was. Jonathan Cogswell was involved. It looked like the 18 possibly. Got up into the outside walls. We're still green. Let's take a look. Yeah, sideways off the corner. Went the whole straight, tried to save it into the outside wall. That's what the cars were diving to the inside. The 27 with a little bit of damage from that hard into the outside wall for Cogswell. That's rough for Cogswell there, but still out front, A.J. Rogers. That separated that group, McMillan and Osmer. Giglio, Stringfellow, all right there together. Osmer now around. We'll see if he can run down the top 6. A.J. Rogers just ahead of Matt Goodell. Matt yet to win a race this season. As he has to check up off the corner, that allows Rogers to pull way ahead. Doug in the pit lane, not sure what's going on with him. He had just gotten back on the lead lap, so guess he's now 3 laps down, so not sure what happened to Doug Neal. But Goodell, he's faster than AJ. Just can't quite get to the back bumper to try and make a move. Right now, fastest up of these top 6 is Matt Goodell, now running down, only 2/10 off the back of Rogers for the lead. Got one parked on the inside. Take a look. Oh, the 25 and the 22 come together. He flips, but no caution. Somehow no caution there. He backs off the racing surface. Chris Carter, he finished second last week. Get out of the way as these guys racing hard. Goodell has to get out early. Oh, Goodell with a great run through 1 and 2. Now to the back bumper of Rogers. If he can get around AJ, he's got a real shot at this thing. See the 4, Justin Lumpkin, starting to work on the 5 of Andrew Rattel for 3rd spot. He's trying to make a move. Kevin Franks in 5th spot. Had a great run last night. Finished 3rd in our inaugural Truck Series race. Kyle Adcock right behind him. These next 2 are a lap down. Those guys racing for the lucky dog if we get a caution. Goodell's been able to close that gap and get right to the back of the 17, but hasn't been able to make a move to even attempt a pass. Rattel a little bit up into that outside wall. Leaving one of those famous Darlington streaks. Goodell able to get right up against that outside wall. As you see our top 3 coming back across the stripe. Laps winding down at Darlington. Himmelman right now in 10th spot. After that incident on the pit entry earlier, has moved his way back into the top 10. Oh, Giglio into the outside wall. That'll allow Himmelman around to go to 9th, but Giglio got loose off the corner, pushing. Jamie been involved in a little bit of an incident there, currently 16th. Not a bad run for Jamie. He's trying to work his way into the top 16 in points. A couple of those guys in the top 16 are right there around that cut line, not able to make it tonight, so gaining as many positions as he can would be ideal. Up front, Rogers still leads away. Goodell by half a second. Adcock, he's moved himself into the top 5 right now. Kevin Franks just behind him in 6th. You see John McMillan Jr. now in 7th. He's been one that's our pole sitter, been fast, a top 3 car all day. But with the way this pit sequence worked, he's on a little bit older tires than these guys up front. By just a couple laps, but boy, it makes a difference as he's going to now get around the 98. That puts him into 6th. Just in front of him is the 9. That would be the battle for 5th spot. Justin Lumpkin right now with a great race has found himself in 4th spot. Showing a lot of speed right now, but has dropped back 5 seconds off the lead. Osmer, who drove his way up, looks like he may have been involved in a little bit of an incident. He's missing his hood. Not sure when that happened, but he's dropping back. That puts Stringfellow back into the top 10. Giglio just ahead of him in 9th spot. Now Kevin Franks, he's dropped back to 8th. Andrew Hillman in 7th, just in front of these guys. Frank's just doing his best to get to the end of this one. Darlington, a real tough track, no doubt about it. McMillan Jr. has now found his way into 5th. But these guys over 9.5 seconds behind Rogers. That clean air makes such a difference when you're out front. Number 9, he's currently in 6th spot. Just behind him is Andrew Hillman. We've got 25 laps to go. Getting right down to the nitty-gritty. If we get another caution, that would stack these guys up, give them a chance to get another set. Justin Lumpkin running 4th position. Andrew Rattel running in 3rd right now. Matt Goodell giving it his all to try and run down Rogers with only 24 to go. But Rogers, ever since we had that last caution, he got out front, has been setting the pace. Some of these guys who have been up front all night, like Hillman, Giglio, Stringfellow, McMillan, and Osmer, they've all lost quite a bit of time to Rogers. At one point, they were about 6-7 seconds out. Now 11 seconds for Hillman, Giglio, and Stringfellow. So McMillan, the only one that's really gaining any time at all on Rogers, but 10 seconds behind. He's not going to have any time to catch him. The only driver right now with a shot at A.J. Rogers is Matt Goodell in 2nd, only a second behind him. But he's going to have to find some time and run him down. He's been able to get to the bumper a couple of times, but hasn't been able to make a move. Right now, right at a second, now 9/10. Now back to a second for Goodell in 2nd spot. Look at the top 2. Now there's a caution on the track. Looks like Travis White has gone around. Hard into the outside wall. We've seen that same thing a few times tonight. That wall jumps out and gets you. That's going to shake things up, as A.J. Rogers was going to run away with it, but now that we've got a caution, we'll have to see who chooses to come into pit. This car's getting ready to come around. Who's going to come in with only 20 laps to go? Who's going to stay out? Looks like everybody going to come down the pit lane. Will anybody take 2? Will everybody going to take 4 tires? Everybody comes down that pit lane. The 55 dives in big time. He's probably going to take his faster pair, I would imagine. There they all come. This may be McMillan's opportunity. Try and gain a spot or two. It's like Goodell going to be the leader off the pit lane. Rattel second, Rogers in third, McMillan 4th spot. Himmelman moves up to 5th, Giglio 6th, Lumpkin 7th, Prentice, I believe he stayed out on the track. I'll have to look at Matthew Prentice. I believe he was the free pass, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, these guys going back around. If the Stringfellow going to run out right there in 8th spot. 9th is going to be Kevin Franks. And 10th will be Jonathan Cogswell, as the Prentice is going to go in and pit. Few guys out there for the wave around. We're going to be going green with about 16 laps left. Goodell with a great stop, got in through the pit lane and off the pit lane very quick. Jamie Dunning going to take a wave around as well. That'll put him back on the lead lap. 14th spot for Jamie Dunning. Kyle Adcock there, 15th. Not sure what happened to him as he was running up front. But he's going to have to take a wave around as well. There they go. The lights are off the pace car. We're going to go green with 16 laps left. Well, as we look through the field here, you know, we've had 11 races so far this season. Our only repeat winner is Blake Giglio. He sits 6th. Currently, Matt Goodell, our leader, hasn't won a race yet. Rattel's won a race. The 17, A.J. Rogers, won our season opener. McMillan Jr. has not won a race yet, nor has Himmelman. So 9 different winners in 11 races. 3 of our top 5 currently with no wins. We'll have to see how this plays out, as Matt Goodell, going to be the control car, chose that outside lane, and he's going to go early. Who's going to be able to get out front and try and challenge Matt Goodell for the win? There comes Andrew Rattel with a big run through the corner, and he pulls way away from everyone. I thought maybe, oh, it looks like maybe an incident. Several cars around, including Giglio. We're still green. Stringfellow able to keep going. Osmer involved. There goes the 51 into the side of Osmer, or into the side of Stringfellow. Caution back on the track, McMillan Jr. A hard hit. Let's take a look at that one. Everyone's pushing real hard right now. Lumpkin involved as well. That's unfortunate for Justin Lumpkin, who's having a great race. Millen, our pole sitter, man, he's had a great night as well. See if we can see what happened to Giglio when he crashed. Yeah, come off the corner, they went side by side. And Matt Goodell gonna have less laps. Trying to hold these guys off. Stringfellow back there in 7th spot, got some damage in that incident. Not a whole lot of damage. Actually, the car looks a lot better than I was expecting. We've got some in the pit lane. Lumpkin, Adcock, Millen Jr., Giglio, Dunning, all down the pit lane. Millen, he takes his faster pair and a set of tires. Even though it's a couple laps different, that may make a little bit of a difference for these guys to get back up through a little bit. Dunning's going to restart 12th. Prentice there in 10th. I know Justin Lumpkin, I believe he was the first one into pits. Yeah, Prentice already out there, so Lumpkin, first one in the pits. First one with tires, so we'll have to see if some of these guys can race their way back up into the top 10. Get the field set, get ready to go green flag racing again. And we've seen these guys when the pace car gets in the pit lane, these guys are not hesitating, they're going, because once that pace car gets in the pit lane, then the leader can go. These guys have been going pretty early, but you see Rattel, man, dove hard into turn number 3. And I thought that Goodell had maybe washed up and slowed down, but no, the 5, who was just ahead of AJ Rogers, was half a second ahead of Rogers as they were going through the middle of the corner. So we're going to have to watch Andrew Rattel. I think he may be the one with a shot to get around Matt Goodell. A familiar name up here in the top 5 once again, Jonathan Cogswell. He's always up here at the end of these races. Does a great job of keeping his car clean. See there on that team, 5, 15, 27, and 51, all those guys probably going to finish in the top 10. 51 currently is currently 15th spot. But Jonathan Cogswell, man, what a season. He's one that's yet to win, but currently sits 6th in points, probably going to be top 5 in points when we leave this race. Extremely consistent driver, but as we see the pace car getting ready to pull in, Matt Goodell gonna lead us off. We'll have to see when he chooses to go. Will it be early again? That time Andrew Rattel was ready for it. Stays right to the inside of Matt Goodell as they go down into turn number 1 with only 10 laps left. Andrew Rattel right to the back bumper. Hillman, who's been so fast all race long, has now moved his way into third. Osmer up to fourth. A lot of damage for Osmer. Goodell doing his best, and another caution. That time for McMillan. Yeah, he's sitting upside down. McMillan right here. Let's see. Oh, the 7 into the outside wall comes down, and wow, what a ride for John McMillan Jr. And that's going to put an end to his night, as he had already used his faster pair. Let's take a ride from the cockpit of John McMillan Jr. 7 into the wall, gets turned hard into the outside wall, and just absolutely airborne all the way down to the inside. And what an unfortunate turn of events for John McMillan Jr. He was trying to make his way back up into the top 10. Last week's winner, Lee Grandy, actually netcode there. Didn't quite come together, but they were probably going to anyway, even if it hadn't netcoded. And that sends the 51 hard into the inside wall with a flip. Lee was parked there, so. Man, unfortunate for a fast car. Let's see if anybody chooses to pit here. As they come around, as they've raced a few laps. Will anybody pit? Will anybody stay out? We have got what looks like 15 cars on the lead lap. Nobody pitted the first lap, so. Giglio sets 10th. Now we'll see if anybody chooses the pit lane. Nobody going to come in the pits. Everybody stays out here, so. There's the damaged car of John McMillan Jr. So we're going to get going with less than 5 laps to go. Goodell going to have to survive another restart. These guys have had so much give and take this whole race, and now we get down to the end. Everyone's pushing a little harder than they've been pushing all night long. Everybody's a little bit closer. When we had that caution and bunched all these cars up together, of course, what they say, cautions breed cautions, and we're seeing that happen right now as we get down to the end of this race. And this may not be the last one. We'll take 3 attempts at a green-white checkered if we need them. This restart should not be counted as a green-white checker. Should go green with about 4 to go. Goodell going to be the control car once again. Andrew Rattel has showed a lot of speed here at the end of this race. Andrew Himmelman, he's led a lot of laps along with Ronnie Osmer. Those two have been battling all night long from the front of the pack early in this race all the way in the back of the pack, and they've driven all the way back up through the pack side by side basically. And they find themselves 3rd and 4th right now. Cogswell, he's 6th. AJ Rogerson's in 5th. Stringfellow 7th, Prentice 8th, Giglio in 9th. Actually, Giglio's 10th, Maurer in 9th. Those lights off the pace car. We're going to go green with 4 laps left. Rattel with a good run down the front stretch, gets back. The 38, Hosmer on the outside, up into the outside wall. Is he going to spin it? He's able to save it and keep going into the wall again. These guys now driving to the inside of Hosmer. Unfortunate for him, he was making a move for the win. And a caution. Chris Carter. The 9 into the outside wall. He comes down into the side of the 25. Now we're going to start using those green-white checkers. And like I said just a second ago, we've got 3 of them to burn. Of course, on that third one, if there's a caution before they get back to the white flag, then that'll be the end of the race. But this will be our first green-white checker. See Hosmer's dropped back to 7th. No takers on the pit lane once again. McMillan going to get the free pass. That'll put him back on the lead lap, I believe. Nope, actually, that'll put him 3 laps down as he was stuck in there from that toe. And man, what a night for John McMillan Jr. Started on pole. Been a top 3 car all night long and involved in that huge crash. That'll put him 3 laps down in 19th position. Matt Goodell, he'll have to come down to another restart. We saw him go early once again. Rattel ready for it. Ready for these early restarts. Great job on that last one. Cogswell sitting in 3rd. He's moved up on both of these last 2 restarts. You have to assume he's going to be starting behind the 5 in 3rd. You know, who's going to be the main challenger for Goodell in these last few restarts? It's been Rattel. But that 27 of Jonathan Cogswell, it could be him, as he's consistently been moving forward, just consistently moving forward. And these cars getting double file once again. Go green next time around. Goodell choosing that high lane. made such a run on that high lane. He has to move back to 7th because got in that outside wall, but was able to keep it up there. Did a phenomenal job of keeping it up out of the way and not causing a wreck up front. Will this be the final restart? See that sun starting to go down. Green flag for Matt Goodell. Who's going to be able to give the charge? Rattel up to 2nd. Himmelman trying to work on Rattel for the 2nd spot. Himmelman now to the inside. There's the battle for 2nd. Rattel, little sideways. Caution on the speedway before we get back to the line. A lot of cars involved. The 18 sideways. He comes up, clips the 22. Which then involved, looked like the 13. These cars, the 23. Oh, that looked like Osmer. He's hard into the 23. Yeah, Dunning off the corner. And went hard into the outside. So Dunning with a lot of damage. The 23 with a lot of damage. See him smoking there. A lot of damage coming from these cars. And just a major incident. Several cars, hard hits. You saw the 5 and the 20 were getting side by side, sliding sideways through the corner. Giglio on that last restart, restarted 12th, moved his way up to 7th. Goes John McMillan with another free pass. That'll put him in 17th. Guys running out of... Like Jamie Dunning's just shut it off there. Osmer with major issues. He's had a phenomenal night, but getting caught up in incidences. Travis White, he's also sitting there trying to get some damage repaired. Comes Lee Grandy down the pit lane. McMillan, after taking that big tumble, dropped back to about 20th, was 3 laps down. Now he's sitting there 2 laps down, may get around the 13 of Dunning for 15th spot, and he just does. So McMillan, he moves his way into 15th now with all these cautions getting laps back, other guys being involved in incidents. Justin White, he's another broadcaster here on the Throttle Up Racing Network. Done a phenomenal job last night for our truck series, as I was able to race in that league. And Justin White, man, phenomenal race right now, running in the top 10. Going to be starting on that high lane, which seems to be the preferred lane as we're getting back double file, getting ready to go for our second green-white checker. Matt Goodell leading all these caution laps here at the end of this one. We've got 9 cautions, but that has not been the tail of this race. This race has been mostly green, with only about 3 cautions in the first 150 laps or so. Actually, the last 20 laps, about the first 140 laps, only 2 or 3 cautions. But then these last 20 laps have just been wreck after wreck as these guys pushing to try and gain another position, pushing a little bit harder than they've been pushing all night long. Getting off the corner, tagging that outside wall, getting loose off the corner, sliding around, collecting other cars. We're all right here tight-knit together. We're getting ready to go green one more time. We'll have one more attempt after this one if we need it, but hopefully we won't, as Matt Goodell gonna go for the green flag, the 20 and the 83. They go spinning into the inside wall. Not sure what happened there, but up front, Matt Goodell out front. Andrew Rattel, the only one that can reach him. White flag for Matt Goodell. Can Rattel make a move? Oh, Goodell sideways. Now side by side, Rattel is going to come down to the final corner. Who can get the run off? They're sideways, Goodell. They're beating and banging. Oh, the 5 hard into the outside wall. Cogswell's going to win. The 38 goes flipping. Jonathan Cogswell gets the win. Blake Giglio comes around second. Justin Lumpkin will finish third. Nate Maurer fourth. Goodell will come home fifth. Frank sixth. Andrew Rattel seventh. Justin White will finish eighth. Bill Stringfellow will get ninth spot. AJ Rogers rounds out the top 10. Man, what a wild finish. And another new winner. That's 10 new winners now. Turn it down, baby. Jonathan Cogswell. Is the winner at Darlington. They kind of had, you know, with that Tide ride that had the looks of Kurt Busch and Ricky Craven here at Darlington. Had that famous finish in 2003. It looked like it was going to finish that way, but they ended up going sideways, collecting each other. Big incident at the end. The 38 goes flipping, and the 27, who's kept it clean all race long, this guy, we said it last week, does a great job of keeping his car clean and just being there when it counts. And Jonathan Cogswell comes away with a win. Let's see if we can see what happened there at the end. Let's take a look at this final lap. .38 into the outside wall, was sideways. Did his best to save it, but clipped the 5 of Rattel. That sent Rattel into the outside wall. As they go spinning to the inside of the track, the 27 of Cogswell comes around to win it. The 16 to Giglio second, and Justin Lumpkin in third. So let's see if we can get a word with Justin Lumpkin, our third place finisher. Hey, Justin, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, What a wild finish. We saw, that caution earlier. The pit sequence kind of got thrown off, and it puts you and some others up front. And man, after that wild last lap, you find yourself in third. What a what a wild race, but good job on keeping your car clean. How did it look out there?
Man, it was a tough one. It was definitely an exhausting race. That caution right before the pit sequence, that I was actually getting ready to come in, but somebody that was coming out of the pits was under me, so I didn't have a chance to. And it all worked out after that. I definitely got a few Darlington stripes out there.
Yeah, man, you did a phenomenal job, and that car you had tonight, looks like the Burger King with the 0X Designs car. Good looking ride. I know you've designed a lot of these cars throughout the track. You've done some paints for me, and we give away one of your paints last night for our race winner. So 0X Designs, you do a phenomenal job with that. And you got anybody you'd like to thank?
Yes, sir. My dad, Darren's Nail Gun Repair. 0X Designs, my guys here at TTSL Motorsports. Tony was here tonight. Dylan and Casey couldn't make it. Site IT service, and if anybody ever needs a paint scheme, come see me. And Dakota, man, you put on a great broadcast, and I appreciate this league, man. And I also want to say Happy Mother's Day to my mom.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, and we appreciate you being a sponsor as well as Darren Nail Gun Repair. They stepped up for several races this year, and appreciate all of our sponsors, and appreciate you, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Have a good one. All right, that was third place finisher. Let's see if we can get a word with Blake Giglio. Hey, Blake, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
So I heard at least today, about how you sucked here and you wasn't no good, but then you get stage points and you finish second. How is that?
Well, I was expecting to come see you in the booth tonight, man. No.
Yeah, we had a deal where if you was wrecked out earlier, you was going to come see me, and I just kept watching and watching, and you never did wreck till kind of those last few laps.
Yeah, man. I didn't realize, I didn't realize how big tire fall off was here, so on the hot laps, I just could not control my car. It was just loose, tight. It was just all over. And then as soon as we started getting to the longer, I'm like, all right, it's getting better. And as soon as we got in the super longer is where I really liked how the car fell, even though I got the wall a couple times, but it's all right. But yeah, so I felt really good in the long run. If it stayed green without them cautions, I feel like it would have been a hell of a battle there for the win.
They're on one of those last restarts. You restarted 12th, and there was it was a green-white checker, and within like one lap, you ended up, I think 7th. So, I mean, I think you avoided a crash, but how did you avoid that crash and gain 5 spots in half a lap?
Man, all I heard was a bunch of carnage at the bottom of the racetrack, and I just did not lift. I was on the top, and I was like, if I lift, I'm probably going to wreck here. So I just full sent through it. I was like, oh, sweet. Caution came out, got in 7th. And I think we got up to, 6th, and then I watched the leaders take each other out in the last lap. That was entertaining. And then I saw Bill wreck before that, which helps my point lead even more. So I feel bad for Bill, but at the same time, it helps me out there.
Yeah, great race. Another top 3. You're our only repeat winner. Still our only repeat winner is Jonathan Cogswell gets his first win of the season. So great job, Blake. I know I like to give you a hard time, but there's no doubt that you're probably the best one in this league. So good job, buddy. Anybody like to thank?
Thanks, man. Before I thank anyone, I do want to apologize to the 51 there. I did just watch the replay, and we just ran out of room. I slid up a little bit, and it's Darlington. I mean, I feel bad. I don't like wrecking people. I just don't like doing it. So if he's watching, apologize to you, man. Didn't mean to do that. But yeah, thanks for doing Setup Shop, Low Draggy Sports Race Energy, High Speed Design, you for broadcasting, and SCRL as a whole.
Well, thank you, Blake, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you a whole lot more this season.
Thanks, man.
Good job. And now for our winner, Jonathan Cogswell. Hey, Jonathan, this is Dakota in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Hey, man, we talked to you last week, and I figured we was going to be talking to you again and again this season. You do such a great job of keeping the car clean and being there when it mattered. And tonight, all that come to fruition as you come off turn 4. The 2 leaders in front of you, they're battling hard. They go sliding left to go sliding right, and here you come right across the line and take that checkered flag. How did it look out there tonight for you?
Well, I put a couple people in the wall myself tonight. There's a lot of tempers flaring out there, and I just hope we can forgive each other and come back next week with cooler heads.
Yeah, there was a lot of wrecks. You know, for me, I have an issue with this track, with the wall coming out of turn 2. I like to smack it a whole lot. So I seen a lot of that tonight, a lot of spins down in the bottom. But man, you did a great job of keeping that car clean. You got anybody that you'd like to thank on this one?
Yeah, there is no room for error out there at all, and we're only human. But I'd like to thank our sponsors, SimBox, Zero X Design, Sim Shots, and Darren Snell Guns for putting this together, helping, and my own sponsor, UFA.
Yeah, the throwbacks tonight, you know, you guys had some great looking throwbacks. Who were you throwing back to tonight?
I have to look it up, but I just want to go old school to 1966, the year I was born, in a Ford.
Yeah, well, it was a good looking ride. All the throwbacks were good looking rides. So great job, Jonathan. That you're our 10th winner of the season.
That's amazing. 10 winners. That's crazy.
That is crazy. 12 races in, and our only repeat winner is Blake. So, man, great job to you. And we're going to have a stacked field for our All-Star race.
Yes, sir. I didn't think about that. Yeah, I get to be in that now.
Absolutely. Well, good job, Jonathan, and I'm sure we'll be talking to you again. We talked to you quite a bit.
Yeah, tell them drivers to come back next week, and we'll do this all again.
Absolutely. That's our winner, Jonathan Cogswell. Next week we'll be at Dover. Next Saturday night, Justin White, who had an 8th place finish tonight. Great job, Justin. He's going to be our lead broadcaster for the Truck Series, and we're going to be at Las Vegas. I'll be racing in that one, and Justin will be calling the shots from the booth. So congratulations to Jonathan Cogswell. You know, very happy. You know, I guess as a broadcaster, I'm not supposed to be rooting for people, but when a guy finishes 2nd, 3rd so many times, he deserves to get a win, and what a wild finish there at the end. But great job to Jonathan Cogswell and all of our racers. A lot of green flag racing tonight, man. What a great race. Wild there at the end, but a great race overall. And just appreciate everybody for stopping by. And we will see you Saturday night at Las Vegas for the Truck Series. And next Sunday we'll be at Dover. We will see y'all then.
Living every day in your head for free. You can tap away, but I will not hear you scream. You can break the keys, spread your toxicity, your world outside reality. In your room, a little hideaway, but you let it through. Enough to go insane, living in the dark hasn't treated you well. You're building your own prison cell. Hey, babe, don't waste it on me. Spite lies telling you, don't waste it on me. Did I